Good morning, welcome to
FunMath number 181.
FunMath number 181. Today we're going to do a little logic puzzle. And we've actually talked about this before, one time about a year ago. But it's okay, it's a neat problem. So you have 4 cards. Each card has a number on one side and a color on the other side. Okay? So these are just cards on a table. Each card has a number on one side and a color on the other side. We've got these 4 cards, and you look at the table and this is what you see. I tell you that if a card has an even number on one side, then it is red on the other side. Okay? So, simple statement. If a card has an even number on one side, then it is red on the other side. And here's the question. Which cards do you have to turn over to pick up off the table and look at to see if this statement is true?
Okay. The least number of cards you have to do. Which
cards... If a card has an even number on one side, then it is red on the other side. Which cards do you have to check on the table to see if this statement is true or false?
Well, we should check the even number one and the red one.
Okay. What makes you think that?
Well, that's what the statement's about, the even number cards and the reds.
Okay. So let's explore this. So if we pick up this one and look at it, what are we looking to find?
We want to find a red.
Okay, we want to find a red. Okay, so if we find a red, then we think this statement might be true, although we've got some other cards, right?
Yeah.
If we find a different color other than red, then what do we know?
Then it's false.
Okay.
But also, maybe we should check. We should check all 4 to be. We should check all 4 to be.
Well,
safe.
yeah, that's definitely true. If we check all 4, we'll know for sure. But the question is, are there some we don't have to check? You want to just look and see all 4?
Yeah.
Okay. What would looking at this one tell us?
Well, if it had a red on the bottom, then our statement's false.
Ooh.
But if it had a green on the bottom, then
hold on a second.
Stay true.
Ah, that's interesting. Suppose this one does have a red on the other side. What does that have to do with our statement?
Well, it says if a card has an even number on one side, then it has to be red on another side.
Okay. So if we turn this over and it's red, what does that say about our statement?
It doesn't really affect anything on the statement.
Why not?
Well, because we only need to look at even numbers.
If a card has an even number, then it's red. Okay? This has an odd number.
But if it's red, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, this statement doesn't say anything about that. Okay? So this one it looks like we should turn over. This one we don't have to turn over. Now what about this one? This is an interesting one. The red one.
Well, if it has an odd number under it.
If it has an odd number on the other side, what does that say?
That doesn't really affect the statement.
Okay, and what if it has an even number on the other side?
And the statement's still true.
Okay, so if this one has an odd number, it doesn't affect our statement, and if it has an even number, it's true. So do we have to turn this one over?
No.
Okay, explain why not.
Well, because if it's an even number, it's true, and if it's an odd number, it doesn't make the statement false.
Okay, so this one turns out we can ignore. That's kind of subtle. Now this one's an interesting one. What about this one?
Well, if this one had an even number under it, that would be a problem.
Aha! If this one has an even number, it's green. So our statement would be false. What if it has an odd number?
If it has an odd number, then our statement would stay true.
Okay, so do we have to turn this one over?
Yes.
All right. So what are the cards we have to check? If we want to check this statement, if a card has an even number on one side, then it is red on the other side, which cards do we have to check?
We have to check the first one and the last one.
Aha. We have to check the even numbers showing to see if they're red on the other side, and we have to check the non-reds to make sure they don't have even numbers. Check the even numbers, check the non-reds. Okay? It's a cool problem. It's called the Wason selection test. I'm actually not all that sure about the history of it, but it's a cool problem. What do you think the very common mistake people make on this one is?
You have to check this one.
Yeah. All right. Good job. Good job.